Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Jest, and I have finally conquered the great evil that is the Rockstar launcher. But not just that, I have also defeated the great evil. Actually, I didn't defeat the great evil, more like a temporary victory over the great evil that is Microsoft. So about a couple of months ago, I was trying to run GTA 5 and do a silly haha video because I wanted to make something for like the announcement of GTA 6. And I had a whole funny idea in mind. I was like, this is going to be grand, wonderful, and most importantly, completely brain dead. It's basically going to be like the development of Black Ops 7. And unfortunately, what ended up happening is that I could not get the Rockstar launcher to launch. It just kept freezing and breaking. And I was uninstalling and reinstalling and then uninstalling and reinstalling both the launcher and GTA 5. Now, the thing is, GTA 5 used to be 25 gigabytes. It's now over 110. So it took me such a long time to basically even test if things were working. And it took over 6 hours until I got so angry. I was like, you know what? Screw this. You suck, Rockstar Launcher. And you know what? Let's see if Microsoft has some evil being that's like watching over and being like, this is also my fault in the background. And well, it was Microsoft's fault in the background. You know, it's always Microsoft's fault somehow. Now, after looking up bajillions of fixes, uninstalling, reinstalling, blah, 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 changing settings, you look at the Rockstar game folder in your documents, you change the name of it. What ends up happening is when you're launching the game, what the launcher is going to do is it's not going to go to your program files, Rockstar games folder, it's going to go to your documents first, and that breaks it. So what you do is you change the name of the folder, and then you just add in a folder with the same name, but it's empty. So you have your original folder named like poop poop fart 97 with all of your original documents and a new folder that's empty. And it launched. And I literally sat there dumbfounded that is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. And that was the fix. You suck, Microsoft. It was that simple, but it takes so long to figure something out like that because there are so many things you have to check off. Okay, what's going wrong with the software today? Console players actually have a really nice luxury that they don't have to deal with a bajillion program files to see if their game's launching. And you're like, I run console, you make it work, or I will. But consider this, consoles don't have a lot of options that PC does. So it makes a lot of sense that you aren't going to really have as many issues with stuff like this. The only time I've ever had an issue with a console game is when I'm playing Fallout 4 and then, oh wow, my game crashed and I just lost 10 hours of... No, you don't lose 10 hours of progress. If Persona crashes, you lose 10 hours of progress. All of what I'm like describing before is like a startup problem. One of my favorite RPGs, Divinity Original Sin 2, the Larian launcher sucked absolute dick before they switched over into Baldur's Gate 3 and changed it. It wouldn't even launch for me. So I had to go into the program files and launch the game. GTA 5 doesn't have that luxury. You have to go through the Rockstar launcher to launch the game, which is annoying, but whatever. The question is finding the workarounds, and does that workaround actually work? It is a tough process. It doesn't hurt the game experience, but you know, just you're really pissed going into the game. Divinity Original Sin took about 2 hours before I actually started doing the .exe file. I quickly learned that I'm not ever using a launcher again. This sucks. Then I also have like a game like Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. This one actually didn't take as long. I had white screen when I booted up the game, and what you needed to do was change the type of like integrated graphics. But that one took about probably 20 minutes because the first YouTube video I found actually had the solution on it. Another short one was Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is the only game I've seen that I needed to run with Games for Windows Live. I felt absolutely disgusted when I heard Games for Windows Live because that is one of the most horrible web fronts ever. I don't know how Microsoft thought that was ever a good idea. That thing was absolutely horrible. It was an evil, evil monster. Games for Windows Live pops up in the background. Hello there. Would you like to buy a Microsoft computer games? Hello there. There is an envy that I have being more PC heavy than console heavy in like the most recent years is that, you know, the simplicity of console is very nice. I appreciate that very much. You know, just getting the game. Now also having to install it. Used to not have to install it. I remember the Xbox 360 days where I could put the game in and play it. Fuck you, Destiny. Had to get a hard drive for Destiny. Well, speaking of Fallout, this one took a long time. This was Fallout New Vegas. It would crash every single boot up. I was spending so much time looking into why it was crashing. And the reason behind it is actually really stupid. It was like 8 p.m. at night at this point. I was spending my, like, Saturday. Oh man, I can't really wait to play some Fallout New Vegas. Oh, it's me, Mr. House. I talk funny. It's me, democracy. I'm terrible person. It's me, the dictatorship. People like me, even though I'm much more of a horrible person. And I was just bashing my head against a wall the whole time. The solution was, there are two .ini files in the Fallout New Vegas file folder. You delete those two. The game launches. 6 hours to find that I needed to delete two files that were just present in the game. I was livid. That is so stupid. I did play the Fallout New Vegas and not the Game of the Year Fallout New Vegas, so that might have been the reason why I made the silly mistake of getting the original game instead of Game of the Year, where they only fixed two glitches this time, and the community fixed everything, and they painted a mustache on the Courier 7's mustache. Fallout is buggy as shit. 6 hours, 20 minutes for GTA 5, 6 hours for Fallout New Vegas, 2 hours for Divinity, like 20 minutes for like Fallout 3, 20 minutes for Dark Souls Predator Edition. I mean, that stacks up. And also, it is still a very minute amount of games that have had issues like this. These don't happen often, but when they do, god damn, they're annoying. Actually, even when I run older games, like Doom 3 is a lot older of a game and it has had no problem. I just think it just might be the occasional game just always has like maybe just some sort of issue. Or, you know, maybe it just has a bad PC port, something along those lines. Keep in mind, that's only 5 games. Does that mean it's going to run well during the game? No. Who said anything about that? Yeah, but I just want to talk about that because my fixing GTA 5 saga is finally over. Looking back at the video where I got really pissed at the GTA 5 launcher, you know, GTA 5 launcher, it's not your fault. Except that it is partially your fault because you're required to launch any of the Rockstar games. So fuck you anyway.